Welcome to this webinar with external speakers. In Milan, we have ppinch company live with us, represented by Paolo and Luca. They will present us two very solutions. The first is a solution that is cloud-based and is called Huge and helps us dealing with the huge amount of files you have to deal with in e-commerce productions. And they have a different system called Choice, helping us to provide a consistent mood or look to our clients. But with this, not a lot more talking from Switzerland, from Broncolor, but I would like to hand over to Paolo Luca.
Thanks, Urs. Nice to meet you. To all the people that are here connected. Thank you. ppinch is based in Slovakia. All the post-productors are in Slovakia, but now we are in Milan. We are close to Milan. We are in Monza because the studio, our shooting studio, are based in Monza. So it's a company that say with a part in Italy and a part in Slovakia. That's how we born 12 years ago. So we have a long experience only in e-commerce. So we focused exactly on e-commerce from the starting point. And in which way? In a way that we're starting a retouching company, opening, first of all, a software department. That is strange, I know, because usually you open something like that starting from the pictures. But at that time, 12 years ago, there was in Italy, a company that have really a huge volume. And maybe this is the reason also of the name of our software that we created. And we recognize that there is some lack in the system, and we need something that was a software that was something close to a DAM, a digital asset management, but not only some software that is able to organize picture, but a software that is able to follow the workflow, because the point in the e-commerce is the volume, and this means have exactly an optimized workflow. And that's the way that we start. And then obviously we started as a post-production company, and now we are able also to shoot. So now we have all the services starting from post-production to shooting and to other things that today we will see. Now we are focused today in this webinar, and thanks to you, Ursa, and to Broncolor to invite us in this webinar, because we are really proud of this system that we are using in our studios in the last years, but now we are ready to present to all the people. So we are here for Joyce. And some other things, Luca, that you want to add?
We just want to give a context about this huge software. So you can see, I just shared the screen. It's basically developed to really manage all the digital files that are coming in and are coming out. So everything that we shoot and we do the post-production, we have to, of course, check the quality. There's a pretty complex process. I wouldn't go so deeply now, but from the digitalization to the output of this picture, we can manage it real time here. And of course, it's based by sessions. So we organize sessions here. Here we have few session loaded, and we can browse the picture. We can know any steps of this picture. For example, we can check the product page altogether, so we can see the items, how they are. We can enter and zoom and check them. We can download them, and we can also do a little more. Like, for example, we can enter and make some marks on the picture. So web-based, we can really craft the picture that we want, or our clients want. But we will go back here later when we're gonna show the live demo with the picture that we're gonna shoot very soon. Maybe we can talk a little bit about the lights, like
So we prepare a basic set, so it should be easier for us to show you something and create some error during the shooting, and is visible for you. We hope. We study this basic studio for this reason. So we have a camera, a basic camera, Canon camera in front of me is 2.5 meters more or less from the mannequin. And then we have a 3 light is a Canon R. So basic, but is a mirrorless and is a full frame camera with a lens that is a 24-70 millimeters L lens. So good equipment, but not the top. Is a basic equipment for the e-commerce. So we have also two Broncolor soft box here, 19 for 1.20 meters on both sides for the backlight, and we have for much more or less 4 meters far away also background wide that I think that you can see, and in front of me I have a Para 88. That's the set, and obviously the light that we are using are Cirrus, and we have 800 Cirrus in front of us, and we have two 400 Wi-Fi. All three obviously are Wi-Fi setted on the left and the right. This is the basic condition of our studio today, and we think that the photographer, I mean the guys that is in charge to satisfy the final customer, set this studio because the final customer give to them or to his a guideline, and this is what he thinks that is right. So we start to this session in one way. So we have to set a recipe. We call it a recipe, is a look and feel or mood, because this Joyce system work with the studio that the photographer set. So first things that we have to do is to teach to Joyce which kind of mood we want on this set. So this is the first things that we are doing now. So you can see maybe, yes, now we are memorizing, and this one shot is for Joyce that say, okay, now I understood. This is the set that you want. Okay, memorize. We name it as like a referment. So in the future, we can come back here and using exactly the same setting. And Joyce is checking the camera, all the parameters inside of the camera, and all parameter coming from the light. So it's something that is memorized. And then we have two check color here on right and left, and we memorize also what we see in the pictures. This is really important because in this way we have the camera condition, camera parameters, light parameters, but also what is memorized in the picture. So, and we can compare in the future to recognize, Joyce will compare it in the future to recognize if it's good, the mood, if we are following the guideline or not. Mm-hmm. That's the way. So now the recipe is in Joyce, and Can I ask you something? This first picture, this recipe, do you have to shoot this yourself or can you import it? Let's say, can you get it from your client, or can you steal it somewhere? Yeah. Today I'm a magician. We'll look at today our magician. And you can see we have no keyboard and we have no mouse, but there is mouse and keyboard. But in this case, we are not using. So what you saw is only people that push a keyboard space, and later you will see that I'm also a remote control. I can do also from my remote control. So only shoot and nothing. All the other is automatical. So okay. I have to do nothing in this way. Only obviously give the signal, okay, this is the set, this is the recipe that you have to memorize, nothing other. And obviously insert the name of this recipe, no other. No? And I think that we call it something like recipe one of Broncolor recipe one, or something like that. But then Luca showed to you. I don't know, Luca.
Yeah, maybe maybe also if you also want to know about how we come with creativity to design this and so on. Like generally, client is giving us like a mood, like they would like to achieve for the next season, and we recreate. But there's no magic, as Paolo said. So we recreate like any photographer would do. So we have also this expertise. And then when we are ready, we start that. At this point, we already have something we like, very simple, very basic. So to make it very easy to understand to all of you, we didn't want to create a very complex light setup. We create something very symmetrical, very easy, but we have to do it first. So we tune it, the power of the light, the position of the light, and then we shot this picture, and then we can create this recipe, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, thank
Obviously,
you.
you have to set the studio. No, that's we did before in the basic way. The photographer has to set the studio to reach the mood that the final customer want, the guideline that Luca said. No, but when you reach it, and these are outside of a Joyce system. When you reach the goal that the photographer want, then say to Joyce, okay, now you memorize it and save all parameter, but not only the parameter, also the result.
Mhm.
Okay,
Get
and
it.
so we did it. So now in Joyce know that what we want when we call it recipe one, and now we are in recipe one, and we open a session. So we start to shoot something. That's the first sample, no? And so now you can see that we opened the session. This is the first picture, and we will have the request of the barcode, because obviously when we start, we have our item that I take now. Usually there is some glued or something like a barcode. Now we prepare some barcode here. So first things that I have to do is reading the barcode.
Yeah, in this case, it's the system is recognizing what we're shooting. So it's of course connected to the database of the client generally. So we know all the information, and the stylist can just peep and then start to dress the item on our system,
Mhm.
on our mannequin. Generally, this position is covered by a stylist, so who knows how to touch based on client request, how to touch the item, how to style it correctly. And we also have a live view. So in our system, you can see how it looks like. So the stylist doesn't waste the shot or doesn't have to check, overcheck, but we have directly the visual in the live view. We've also some guides. So we know the position of the eye of the, for example, on still life, we know how to position exactly in what
Mhm.
point is digitally designed over there. And
Yeah.
then when everything is ready, yeah, we can shoot.
Yeah, so because we want that the people that say here I am not to move in the studio, we also design a remote control, is a Bluetooth remote control, and we can shoot directly where we are. Obviously, we have to go outside of the scene, because
Yeah.
otherwise
Okay.
it could be a problem, obviously, with the light. And then where I am, I can push it and shoot it. So I have my hands, and what you can see now in the video is what's happened. So he recognized that this picture is now is in live view, so you saw the difference of light. But before, this is the live view, and this one is the front. So the system recognized that is the front. This means because we read the barcode and we know everything about a macro category, category, and so on, we don't have to rename it. We don't have to save, and nothing to have to be written in the
Mhm.
keyboard, because we know everything about it. No, we only read the barcode, and all the other part is in automatical process is done. No, I only to take care about how I style, if I did very well or not, and if I'm satisfied, I have to go to back, maybe adjust something as the style guide or what I want. And again, I'm stay outside. I can take a look at the live view now. That is perfect. So I like it. And so I can decide to shoot it. And we have shooted again. I'm only using my remote control. And again, the system recognized that is back. So now we have two pictures, but the system tagged just in automatic way, front and back. And so everything is okay. Then according the guideline, if there is some other position that the customer wants, something like that, or also something different, and obviously I can obviously control in the live view if everything is okay. And if it is, I step back, shoot again, and this is the result. And again, you can see in the lower part that this is the third point that the customer and the guideline want. This means that also if you have three, and we have in the guideline that you have to have three, you cannot shooting only two, for example, and say, oh, I lose one, and
Mhm.
in the future I have to take again. No, you cannot finish this if you have not exactly the number of the picture and the view of the picture that are in the guideline. So you are strictly controlled about this, no? Because this happened in the e-commerce, because we started with e-commerce, and in the commerce it's happened that sometimes in some studio you have to shoot one brand, then a different brand, and another brand, and everyone has different guide styles. So for the people that have to shoot to remember is really not easy at all. And it's happened, obviously, that at the end of the day say, okay, I use the mood of one brand on another brand, and you have to reshoot again everything, or you lose some point or some picture. In this way, it's completely impossible, because we know the recipe, we are in the recipe for this brand, and we know exactly that we have to shoot 3 pictures with these angles. That's all. So another thing that it's happened usually in the retouching in e-commerce company is the contribute. So maybe we want to have something like the brand, and also in this case, I have my remote control in my hand. So what I can say is positioning for the brand. I have obviously to pay attention about the light, but without goes outside from here, and always using my remote, sorry, and I can do something like that. And this also is completely, because I press it differently. If I press this push button for 2 seconds continuously, it means to Joyce, hey, take care, this is not a picture, this is a contribute. So also this one is labeled as a contribute, and so I have finished my first item with all the picture, and I can know that I can go further. So we have another item that I want to show to you, the second one, because we start with the second, and the process is the same, obviously. I will take the items, I will take the new barcode of these items, and I will read it. Again, you can see that the page of Joyce is changed. I will dress it. This is easy to style today. Okay, and I take a look on the live view, and if it's okay, I shoot again the first pictures, and I can go. If I'm quite confident that I don't have to look at the style at the live view, I can, because I'm an expertise stylers, I can say, okay, in this way, finish, then it's okay, yes, because nothing happened, and Joy said everything is okay. So also this one is okay, and again, I finished and go to the next one. So that's the idea. I am completely sure that everything is perfect, that I shooted what I have to shoot because the guideline, and all the parameter is completely in the recipe, and not all of the parameter, but the parameter and the result, then we will see with the second demo. Parameter and the result as exactly aligned with the guideline. That's the main idea. Obviously, this is possible. Now we have obviously to close the session because we have finished this test. We are only 2 items. We close it, and what's happened now? It's happened that all these pictures, without any kind of transfer, drive, upload, key, memory, stick, of nothing, is going through internet to Slovakia, from Milan to Nitra, close to Bratislava, 1 hour far away from Bratislava, and they are on internet going there for our photographers, so maybe post-productor. So maybe Luca can show to us something about what we did, but yeah, maybe I want to add something like now about the mannequin later.
There is a question before going on the mannequin, which is interesting. Yeah, we also can shoot a detail, of course. We didn't want to take the camera in our hands and go close to the object and move it in a specific position to catch the detail of the item. So we just made it simple from back and this angle, this 90 degrees. But yeah, of course, we can shoot 3, or there are customers that just want to have 2 pictures per item, customers that want to have like 4 in this still life shooting. So it varies a lot depending on the guidelines. So we have a lot of freedom to configure.
But then you have to start, for details, you have to start moving the setup. You get closer with the camera, or you zoom in, or how do you solve this?
Yeah, we generally zoom in. So this is why we have a camera that it doesn't have a prime. And we can enter a bit in the set, not too much, not to cover our key points, but we can enter a bit and we can zoom it. And by rotating, we can shoot the details. Absolutely.
Okay, thanks.
In the e-commerce, usually is enough the crop section about this, usually. So if we have something maybe important on one side, you can move the mannequin on the side, and then using a different pressing solution with the remote control, and the system know that it's something that you are shooting, because then you need a crop of this one, for example. No? And we have some customers that use two cameras with two different lenses also. So you can put two different camera. One is just pointed more or less, you know that maybe in this part or in this area of your brands, maybe you have always in this area something. So you have a second camera with a zoom lens, with a not zoom digitally, but with zoom lens. So when we shoot both two camera, and then we have to decide what we crop. We have two solution or two different quality of resolution that we can choose. That's the other point. Okay. Last point, that everything that you see here is really the result of 12 years of study, and really you can see a mannequin that is completely studied. We have researched and developed this mannequin is patented mannequin. You can see also some feet there, because sometimes we need, and there is other tools that we use it. These doors is a part of a more complex project that we call Twist, but you can find it in a presentation that you can download from your platform, and thank you for that. And there is also a YouTube video where you can see 4 of these doors that move, turn around, and we counted that the cycle that you can reach is more than 600 items. And when I see item, I don't say pictures, items, and this means that you can multiply for 2 or for 3 according to the number of pictures. 600 items per day with 3 person. That's the idea. Obviously, is automation is another step again, and this is one part, the one doors that we can use in this studio that is not automized like a robotics or something like that, but is automized like control checking and making no error. Luca, I give you to you because I think that the images are there.
Yeah, I just want to close this session, so and see what's happening on the digital. So we go back to our to Huge. We go in our workspace, and we see that today's shooting we were doing test, and then here there is the shooting we did now. So I can check the pictures. I have them all built as a product page, the 3 of them. I have also the other one. I can check them deeply. I can zoom in. I can do, as we said, like we want to have a very straight line here. Here, we want to have use the contribute, so make this inner side of the ghost, so I can leave this note. And then when I finish, I mark this picture as okay to go in a post-production. Here, we also have in other situation, more complex situation, for example, in model shootings, e-commerce model shooting, we can also swap, for example, the mood picture in some product page. We want to move it at first and not keep it at the third image on the product page. We also have the possibility to swap, because we upload maybe 2, 3, 4 versions of the mood picture, and then afterwards, the next day of the shooting, instead of opening bridge or opening again capture one and go for selection, we are doing the pre-selection on set, and then we upload 3, 4 version of the mood picture, of the front picture, of the back picture, and we can choose which one in this phase, in this moment, which one to send to post-production, so we don't waste the post-production of all variants, but we just do the post-production of the one we care. And after we check the items with all the picture in it, we can send the selected one with the nodes to post-production. So I'm gonna send it now. So we bang them. So this is our part of the process, and now they are in production. So now we ask someone in Slovakia to check this picture as soon as they arrive. So we ask them to post-produce them, and maybe we will see the end of this process within this hour, and we can close this. Now we wanted to go through another session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing with the mistakes where something goes wrong in the set, is this still to come, or is it something you can share now? That's what I'm very interested in. If we make a mistake, if one of the power is too low, or one of the lights doesn't fire for whatever any reason.
Yeah, we will do with this second demo.
Okay.
We start with the first in the easy way, so to make it a little bit warm for us.
Then I'm a little bit more patient. Sorry for that.
Yeah, now that we are confident, we can go in the error. Before of that, one or two things that is important, because we said in the starting of this webinar that we are focused on e-commerce, and that we need this before of the error to understand what we do. So. One point why we choose Broncolor. We did a lot of tests with really all kind of light and flashes around the world, and we tested it, and everyone know about the quality of the light about Broncolor, but we didn't know, and it was really a surprise for us, about how much you are open your protocol to the outside. So it was really easy to interface for our software department to interface with your light. And believe me, it is not happen for any other kinds of light. So the light is high quality. That is visible for all the photographer, because you are on the market with this brand and names, and that's completely nothing to say about it. But for us, the surprise was really easy to interface with this serious light, and your idea and your, I think that is a vision to lead open the protocol in a way that everyone like us can use your light in a different way, try to improve what we need in the commerce. So other point that is important, so thank you, Broncolor. The other point that is important for us is spend some minutes about white color. What is the white? What is the true color? For the e-commerce, true color doesn't exist. I know it is really hard, but I asking to Luca to show something about white, about what's happened when I'm the final customer, and we prepared this picture, no? And we know that between 60% to 80% of the people is depend on the brand, buy items from their mobile phone, no, and not from other, not from the aids or monitors that is calibrated. So for when we started, just at the few days, we understood that the color that all the wars are managing is not the color that we have to start to think in the e-commerce, because there is no true color in the e-commerce. There is something that is the expectation of the final customer that sees something on a mobile, and you can see in this picture, this is white, but obviously it's not the same white. So two customers see differently according to if you have one phone or another phone. So for us, maintain a true color is obviously stay closer at maximum to the color, but we are aware that on the other side, we have people that read this color in a different way, and we cannot do nothing. I only give you samples that happened to us a few years ago, that a customer of ours that asked to us to fake the color, pay attention, to fake the color, because he wanted the color that was visible on iPad was more closer to the real one. So they say, okay, I doesn't care if the picture that you sent to us is a wrong, like I mean wrong as a photographer, no? If you set all the parameter, I want that when I see the iPad, it seems close to the color that I the item that I receive is. That's for us is what we are doing with Joyce. We are maintaining the same prospect, the same idea of the color. We set it, we memorize in Joyce, and then we go on. That's the idea, because when we set about color, when we speak about color and white color, this is for us in the e-commerce, is that what you receive according which tools you are using is the one. So we start with the second session now. There is any?
Yeah, no, just one
Okay.
thing that for sure the point of color is not to have client having returns on their e-com website. You know, that's the very end of the goal, and you know the final solution is deliver me what you want, but don't make return on my website because of the wrong color. So we balance all of this to make client happy. You know, that was the goal. Yeah, but we can maybe go through a changing of the light now.
Now we create a new mood, a new recipe, and we move something that we have here. So Luca is moving the para on the left, and I will moving the power of this light, maybe at really straight 3 and something. Okay, so suppose that the photographer has done just now all the testing, and this is the new mood, the new recipe that the final customer wants. So it's something completely different from what we saw before. So now I have to go to Joyce and say, okay, Joyce, this is the new recipe that you have to memorize. This recipe number 2. That is for another customer. So what we are doing is memorizing the set, and obviously Joyce here, because we moved a lot, say, oh, something gets wrong for me about the balance of color, because they try to give us some information, some additional information, but we are the photographer. We say this is what the final customer wants, so save it. Okay, that means there's something gets wrong. Maybe if you have more than 255 in the background, you say, okay, there is something that is burned. Are you sure that you want this is really a mood, or it is an error? No. So you say, okay, keep quiet. It's right. It's what I want. I'm the creative. I'm the photographer. This is what I want. And so Joyce said, okay, I understood. This is the recipe number 2. And now we, as before, we open a new session with a new name, so we can use it. And okay, as you can see in the picture now, the mood is completely different. No, I'm not see very well, but I'm bet that is a shadow on this side, obviously, and because we have moved the light on the left and power lower this on this one. So, and in this way we can start again with a new item. So I will take the items, I will take the barcode, and teach to the system which kind of items I have. I will dress it. Okay. Seems okay. Okay. And now always using my remote control, I will shoot it. As you can see, that mood is okay, so the recipe is checked, everything is okay, and we recognize it like a front also. So I go to the back. Again, seems okay. And we are on the back here, so everything is okay. Now something happened. I don't know what's happened. Maybe someone want to play with me and go to the power of the light and modify the light. No, so I didn't recognize it because I'm involved in other stuff, and shoot again another picture about it. And I think that you didn't see, but I shoot again because now it's just changed it again. So the system recognized that something gets wrong and shooted a second time now, and it tried to reach the goal. Now is I'm doing nothing now. Is the system that is going to the position that he memorized a recipe, but in this case is control the parameter and control the effect here and on the background. As he modify a little bit the power of the lights, but it seems that he try a new balance with the power. So he say, okay, for me it's okay, it's the same mood of before, you can shoot it. So someone moved the power of this, and he recognized that we have moved something in the picture, but he recognized not from the parameter, but from the result, because we use as a feedback to result. And he modified the parameter and camera and light. This is the reason because we listen, because I don't think that you can see in the camera, but you see the beep of the flash. So it take, I think, 4 or 5 Luca pictures to reorganize the balance of everything and say, okay, this is the same mood. Recipe 2, you can continue. Now I will do something that Joyce is not able to correct, no? Because if I move the direction of the light now, it can play with the light and it cannot reach the same mood, because it's not a point of about the power of the light, but the light is in the same position. But the point is that the light is not more in the same position. So you can change the power, but you cannot reach the same recipe style. So I'm going to the para and move again in front, and we are more or less in the same condition of recipe 1 now, but we are with the recipe 2. And I try to shoot again and see what's happened in Joyce. You can listen, the beep. He's trying to modify all the flashes. If we are here, he's changing the power of the light, left, right, main one. And after a while, he say, okay, come on, guys, I'm not able. There is something that I'm not able with parameter of the camera and with the power. I'm not able to go there and move the light. So please call someone, because if you continue in this way, what you receive is not exactly the guideline aligned with the guideline that you want with the recipe too. No, and maybe now you can see. I don't know if you can see the difference between this picture that we shooted now when the Joy said, I'm not able to reach the goal, and the other, sorry.
I'm sharing it. So yeah, it's easier. So you can probably now we enter and you see better here. So the first, the second, and the third one. I just play some readout here for the gray and the white balance, and you see that the first picture is like our recipe. The second, it shot only the correct one, so he was trying to recreate the condition of the recipe by changing the lights, checking the 3 lights connected, and moving the power back as close as the reference we have in the recipe. So we have like 87, 87, 87. It's really 1 point here, but I just pick 1 point in the background. And the last one is the one with the para in the front, and you see that he's not able, even trying to lower it down, trying to tune a bit camera and the power, he's not able to recreate the same difference left and right and to make the parameters correct. So it stopped completely.
Okay. Something I didn't really understand before. You said that you can actually stay close to the product and shoot the front, turning, shoot the back, turn, shoot the side. But do you actually get the warning? Because if it's not right, it tries to correct. But when you're not aware of it, you go with different positions. Did you get something like a beep, a warning beep, or do you always have to check, did I get the new photograph? So you have to go to see the software, right?
Yes. Consider that screen now that it's on the camera next to Paolo, it's a screen that goes exactly next to the position of styling. So while you style, you have a big screen next to you, like not even a meter, with the live view there, and you have a warning there. Probably you didn't saw because it went out fast.
Exactly, yeah. So
you have warning, and the system start to reshoot. So it's actually pretty fast.
Exactly. And as soon as the picture appears, I know, check, I can do the next.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
wonderful. So before we go on, there is a question coming in from Gary. What do clients complain most about? Is it the color? Is it consistency? Because Gary's convinced that your system looks very much, what does he say, foolproof. But where are still what are the key points, the main problems of your clients?
Yeah, for sure. There are two levels of clients. One is marketing, who is generally following the shootings and take care of the color of the items of this the seasons, and they are much more into the consistency. So they would like to have all the shooting the same, all the whites should be the same, because they deliver the full season, the collection all together. So it's one block, it's one pack, has to be consistent.
Yeah.
Of course, later on the e-commerce department, when products goes online, they might realize that there is a mismatch between the perceived color through monitors, as we said before, from customers to the real color that they sell. So it's something that could let's say raise afterwards.
Right.
There are clients and clients, of course. The smaller the clients, the more accurate and detailed is the shooting. So they want to know exactly each item, and they are on set and they want to see how it really looks during. And that's why maybe we can do now a test and I show you what we are doing to correct and to fix, to enhance this very little color difference, not on the whites, but more on the color of the items. Just an example, the fluo or very hard color, some greens or some Bordeaux. So maybe we can try to have a
Yeah, only one point about this question, that is, if you have the recipe, because often happen that you don't receive the items in one shot, in one batch, but you receive today and maybe in 3 weeks or 1 month. And obviously, you have to shoot also other brand in the middle time. And this means that when we set again the recipe 2 set, we have to be really sure that the final result is exactly what we shooted 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And in this way is really, really safe, because if something gets wrong, the system say, no, come on guys, something gets wrong. Obviously, till before of Joyce, we take paper, we take measure with the meters, and we draw the power of the light, and which kind of light, which kind of softbox, and so on. In this case, if you make something wrong, the system say, no, come on guys, I'm not able. Or if he sends something that he can adjust for the final result is the same, so you have not to pay millimeters maybe, he adjusts and say, okay, you can go on. This is another part about to be sure internally for us, for our guys to say, okay, if I recipe one and the system say that it's okay, it's really okay. It's really what we did, what we set with the safe. So I will change for Luca with another one. The easy way is set a new recipe. So, and don't touch nothing. So this is the new recipe. We don't want to touch the light, so it's perfect. And this is the new recipe. And we start again with this new.
Now, of course, you have as well a light shaper that's very sensitive on tiny movements of angles.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I see a lot of e-commerce setups that are just working with soft boxes, and they're probably your software doesn't care about a few degrees. But of course, with the Para, amazing tool, but it's very sensitive on changing angles.
Yeah, Luca.
And it's also we choose this small one, but of course, the smaller, the more sharp. You get the
absolutely.
The light,
we didn't make life easier.
Yeah, we would have to take the biggest one to make it a bit more easy, but we don't like to go easy. So
yeah. No, this mean that it's working.
Yeah, exactly.
And that this is really precise the light.
Yeah.
So now I put it. Sorry, I have to read it. The barcode. Okay.
Oh, read it again because it didn't read it.
Okay. I will take another barcode. You will see.
Yeah.
Okay. And now shoot always with my remote. He recognized that it's front. We have no error, so for him is aligned to the recipe. And then I will go to the back.
Meanwhile, maybe I can share my screen here. I have a capture one open, and just to close what we were saying before regarding this fine tuning and having a bit more enhance on colors. So I'm receiving with a hot folder, okay, with my laptop. Now I'm on Wi-Fi, so pictures are coming a bit longer because we're using full frame raw. So this is the picture we just shot. It came after a few seconds. And here, of course, I can go in adjustment, and I can really do on top of the white balance and everything. But I can really do some advanced like fix, on the color itself. So now I'm gonna exaggerate, but I'm gonna make just for you to see that we're gonna change the color of this object, and we can tune it. We can copy and paste it in all of this, so also in the front, also on the back. So easily I can go and say, I want to have it for all these little changes, and then I export this. So I can export like with my recipe of export, of course, and then I can bring it back to use to our software. So I can bring it back to the mainstream and overwrite, let's say, the picture that we were shooting before. That anyway they're going automatically, being uploading and shooting and uploading and shooting and uploading. So this is something that we do when we have smaller clients and when we really want to be sharp on the color. So because color is very sensitive topic.
Okay. Here's just a question coming in again regarding possible mistakes. Gary wants to ask, just to be clear, so the system is actually looking at the photograph, not just at the numbers that you set on zeros and on the camera. So it's really analyzing the file, the color and the gray values, right?
Yes.
Right. This is the reason because we shoot every time to be sure that the feedback is okay, because it's not enough that the parameters are the same, because we suppose also that someone moves something.
Yeah. So we really look at the photograph and analyze the photograph and then compare it to the recipe.
Yeah, and this is the reason because we have to check color on the always 100%. This means that we control 100% of the shooting, and the system also control the background. So we have some parameter on the background to see if the gray, if the white is exactly what we expect, because we control the backlight in a way and the front light in a different way. And then these two color checker in front of it. This is the reason, but okay, it requires times, but if you don't touch nothing where you are set it, he has not only to shoot the first time and you say, okay. Obviously, when it's not okay, he has to reshoot. And okay, it requires second, but compare all the time that you saved is nothing. But we wanted to be sure on the picture.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
That we can see, say, if we have ready something on the huge, on the picture that we shooted with the first session, because then in this way we can completely complete the work, the workshop, the line, no? Because all the picture that we shooted now are in post production, and on the other side we can see what's happened on the workflow.
Yep. So this is our shooting session. So we can see this last shooting, this one, let's say a bit underexposed with the strange light. We can check it here. We only took these two pictures. Then we can send them to production, of course. And then this is the first the first shooting we were doing. So the other, they are in the review time. So you can see the picture edited. So we have like the front, the back, and the angle. And of course, I can always go in deep and details and say, I don't want to see these wrinkles here. I want to have it more straight here. And then I can also change, for example, the colors of the notes. I can really create a sort of a system with the client where they can talk about different requests only just by coloring. And once we review them, that they're okay, we like them, that's fine. Of course, we can save and directly download them. So I can download this picture right now, preparing download. Now, this will not go, I'm too fast. It requires like probably a minute, but just downloading anytime I want. And I can go back and re-download and re-download at any time. And here we close the session. Yeah, of course. Then we have other layers of post-production, because it's, as I said before, it's pretty complex, all the digital production happening here. Clients that need, for example, marketplaces, so they don't want to sell only on their e-com web page, but they want to also sell through this multi-brand reseller e-commerce. We prepare the picture with other ratio, with other background color, with some other specification, the model picture maybe with a different shadow on the floor. So we do this in post-production, and we deliver the packages. So the main package that goes to client website, and then the multiple package as much as they want for the marketplaces. This is something also all managed by here. Then, because this is production, so it's not like a demo or like a stage or website. I can't go all around and make a mess, because otherwise, and there's also all our clients running here. But of course, there's a lot of all the anaglyphic, all the information about the item of the client, with the picture of the client, with history, and through this we collect over the years a lot of data, because if you think 12 years of having this system, we have a lot of data, and well, we are using it. We're using it a lot. So maybe.
Yeah, I am looking at the time is 1 hour, so we are finished. Only to be in the timing that you give to us, Urs, thank you. But the last part is what Luca is starting to say is that obviously we have a lot of information, and the next step for us is using the AI, obviously, but not to shoot, not to retouch, because we want to maintain a high level quality. And okay, we know what we can do with the AI today, a lot, really a lot, but we don't believe that is something that for e-commerce is good for our kind of customer. So high level customer, high level quality customer. We want to continue to retouching manually, because the operator as a human being has a completely a different taste that is sometimes is not in a conscious way, but when you look at the pictures and you see a picture that is retouching from a human being instead of AI is visible. Maybe if you are not a technician, you cannot understand what is, but is visible, and you believe, you trust the picture that is retouched from the human being, and you don't trust there is something that gets wrong on the other side. This is our experience. We tested several times, obviously, because no one know what's happening 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. But now we took this decision. But we took the decision to use AI in a different way. So what will be the real value of the picture for the future? This is our idea, and always in e-commerce, always in the commerce, is extract information from the pictures. This is the way that we are using now the AI. So we are, for example, developing some internal AI, obviously, because it's really private about the information that we have, languages that you can speak and you can tell us what is in these pictures. And so something like close to the cataloging, is not easy, but we are going in this direction. We are going maybe to take some measure about the items, and because we design the mannequin, we design all the systems, so we can have some information from the picture about parameter that usually is not possible coming from the picture. That is our next step that we are going on using the AI. We think that is a powerful tool, but we want to use in this way to extract more information from the pictures and not using to shoot or to retouching. We want to maintain human being on this part, obviously helping the human being, because as you can see, I have a lot of help. If I don't have the joys or all the other systems you see, I cannot make an error. I can use really my time only for the high value time, and all the wasting time that you have usually in a studio is saved. That's the idea. So avoid to spend time in something that you are not your skill. You are not as a human being the real value. Value is the human being. I want the human being to do what he is really able to do. This is the idea about AI for us.
Okay, very good. Paolo, you're absolutely right. The general frame of this webinar is about an hour, but as long as we produce interesting content, I think we just go on if you have another 10 minutes. And as well, there are interesting questions still coming in. There are 2 questions now from Matteo. And is there a possibility to have a virtual model and not only still life photo?
Yeah, Luca, I leave to you this one because it is a complex. We started doing project like this the questions, I think 10 years ago, most the first we did 10 years. So we have a lot, and Luca, I leave you because it is your side.
9, yes. Well, yes, of course, we are doing this like daily. It's a routine to have this kind of shooting, so this ghost shooting, technical shooting, done with some specific and in a very like control environment, and apply it to a virtual model. So we just apply with a virtual model we create so that it's matching the look and feel, the shadow, the lights, and everything. So recipes, matching recipes.
Right.
And we deliver virtual model with this item. This is something not easy to achieve, especially because lately there is a lot of, as Paolo said, a lot of AI that is not helping this because it's creating a sort of like a distortion of what is real, what is not. And sometimes we see around that there's a lot of want to try virtual these virtual pictures, but they are not really looking very good. So the real picture is, we always try to value the real picture with the model when we can, when the client can.
Okay.
If I may only add some things, when we started more or less 10 years ago with the project, we designed the mannequin exactly on the model. So the models was a true models. We scannerize the model with a scanner. So we take the measure and we create mannequin exactly like the model are, and we create some master with these models. So have to one-to-one respect everything. So you can dress everything perfectly well. But 10 years ago, now we can reach the same goal without all this effort. So it's easier, and it's something that is powerful, because if we know the category and all kind of category or micro category that you have, we can change, for example, the style. So if it is a night dress, we can using a models that is some jewelry, some stuff around, some heels, and so on. If it's a sporty one, we use a sporty models. But this happen in automatic. But in automatic, what's happened? That we give to the post-productor the pieces of things that he have to assemble. No?
Right.
So this is the part where we use the automation. We use the automation because we create easy work for the post-productor. So, or better, post-productor has to be post-productor. No other.
Right.
He has not to go around in the file, in the directory, to looking for the models that have to check in the Excel file is these categories with this model, with these heels, with these shoes. So this is automation for us, but we give that to post-production, and post-production say, okay, I know exactly what to do now. And he don't lose time around this.
Right.
Yeah.
The post-production was, anyway, the post-production that was made during our session, this was still a human being doing this, right?
Yes.
Because the question, probably the last question of Matteo goes in the same direction. Do we have the possibility to leave specific messages on the image to communicate custom needs with the retoucher? Or is it purely automatic? So no, it's not purely automatic.
No. We can, and it's very, very simple through this web. So when we want to leave a note, please add or remove or whatever, we can leave a note here and add this note. So automatically someone is reading this and is reading the signs and is reading the text. So it's something that we value a lot, and also our clients value a lot, because it's a big difference of this bulk editing, just the background. Of course, Photoshop now is doing a lot of this. And of course, we are always testing, trying to use as much as we can to do a better job and faster job and more performance. But the quality is always coming first. And then at the end, all our clients are appreciated that we are not going so in a bulk way and, like uniform way. So we take care files per files.
Okay.
I add one thing some more about this point. It is really important for us. Then when the final customer give us a review, like in this way, this means he has not to download nothing. He has to not to write an email, send an email, something, but directly on the images. We collect this data and we have a statistics about it, because our people work on different brand. Every brand have different guideline. So we have to discover if all our people are able or understood the guideline. So if at the end of the day, the final customer signal to us some more or less same errors, is not an error for us. Is that we are not, we have some of our retoucher that didn't understand very well the guideline, because it's not an error. Maybe a little more of this or a little less of this, maybe it's not an error. It's only to tune the quality that the final customer want, and it's something that we increasing after a few weeks, it disappear, no? But we have to discover which one of our guys is not in the guideline that the final customer want. So there is a lot of these jobs before to starting and in the startup phase that is aligned the expectation and about the quality and the guideline and the people that have to do that.
Okay, very cool. Good. The question window is empty. So if you guys don't have anything more on your list, we are coming to an end.
I think that we don't.
Yeah.
We have a lot, because
Yeah,
I think that the passion is a lot, so we have a lot to say. But that's our first time, so we are super happy. Thanks to you, Urs and Broncolo, for this opportunity, and all the people that stay with us for this hour and something.
Yeah, no, this was really, we have to say thank you. It was really very, very interesting. It was a completely different approach to photography than what I normally do. So super, super cool to see this. For you guys watching, if you missed it or parts of it, or if you have colleagues that missed it, all these webinars, not only this one, but all the webinars we produced earlier, are available on YouTube already for review. This webinar will be available next week as well. And just when we finish the session, you will be redirected to a questionnaire. We ask you for some feedback about this session, and as well, you can give us some hints, some ideas where you would like to go in future webinars that most probably start next year. So thank you very much, Paolo and Luca, for these insights. Thank you guys for attending, and all the best. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye to all. Ciao.
Bye. Ciao.
Ciao.